Well, hey now, it's The Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Look at this. Jerry the effing barber Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Oh, yeah.
All his cutting and a strutting may be quick enough for some, but I'm the world's smartest man, and Valeri's double dumb. That's a reading from The Genius, actually, that I have memorized, that John, a fellow groomsman, asked me to sometimes pull out upon request.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Does he ask you to pull out that particular one, or just any Genius poem? So
here's the poem. I don't know why I've committed this one to memory, but I've recited it a million billion times, and it goes, how does it start? Hold on. Oh, man, I can't remember how it starts. Oh, here we go. Behold the barber, what's his name, with scissors in his hands, intellectually inferior and totally outmanned. He wants to give my genius hairdo an aesthetic augmentation so I could be the joke of this World Wrestling Federation. All his cutting and a strutting may be quick enough for some, but I'm the world's smartest man, and Beefcake's double dumb. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh,
how did that gimmick ever die?
I'm telling you right now, somebody needs to give that as a toast at your wedding.
That will be. I mean, unless you don't want to do it, I'm sure John would be happy to do it.
at least at the rehearsal dinner.
You know, while we're on the topic, I really want to say I was really glad in a roundabout way that I will be honest, I wanted to ask you to be a groomsman face to face, but it did make it kind of special that we were able to do it on the podcast, and now we've got it in recorded history. And that was just one of my real memory, and because I've done over 300 of these post to posts, and that's one of the most memorable moments for me was that.
I absolutely loved it. I'm glad it was recorded. I got the show at the Kelly. I got the show, the Allison and Evan were excited to see it. And they were excited because they're like, we're going on a trip. I was like, well, yeah, yes, we are.
That's right. Will you take them to Holiday World?
I believe so. If Holiday World is open that time of year,
they do Happy Halloween weekends, which are phenomenal. Including, my favorite part about them is, remember the Voyage, which was your favorite land coaster?
Yes, that was great.
Yeah, you can ride that in the dark.
Oh,
after the lights, after the sun goes down. But there's like kid-friendly haunted houses. Everything's family-friendly. You'll have a great time. And I think it might be a little cheaper during Halloween. I might be wrong about that.
Well, I know Hershey Park certainly is. Hershey does a thing too. In our neck of the woods and around Halloween. And it's just cheaper because you don't get access to the water park and stuff like
Correct,
that. So.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I always tell Brittany, I always tell you, I want the six of us, me and Brittany, you, Kelly, Evan, and Allison, to go to Hershey Park sometime one summer when we drive home.
Dude, Hershey is our jam. We would have a blast there. That would be good. Plus chocolate. And I know you're a diabetic, but I'm not. So I'll eat a ton of it.
When in Hershey, do as the chocolate.
Just keep an insulin or an EpiPen, whatever you need. I don't know what you do.
So in no particular order, it got me thinking my 3 favorite moments from the history of this show. Again, in no particular order. So that was one of them, when Jerry became part of the Hirschbiel family. And then there's, talking about the Hershey thing, when you realized Lana was naked in Banshee and you started disrobing for whatever reason, taking off a Hershey's chocolate sweatshirt to reveal a Hershey's chocolate t-shirt.
I love Hershey's.
Which was just an amazing moment. And then the other one was when Steve sent us the wrong pictures of Charlotte Flair naked, to which you start responding like, I don't even know how to describe, but like someone who had just seen, Pamela Anderson naked in 1995.
Well, that's what he said practically. It wasn't the actual photo. He bombed me.
Steve, I think, has bombed me before too, because, well, obviously that was sent to me, but there was one time he sent me pictures that he claimed were of Alexa Bliss that I think were just of some porn star.
I say it's just a porn star. I'm surprised you didn't mention the day of the ladder match.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, man. One topic we're just going to have to do most memorable moments from this podcast.
We're a mess. It's so good. Today you have a huge announcement, and we're going to book WrestleMania, or try to. It was much harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah, well, I think we have the opposite problem when it comes to that, but I'll save that. What else?
What do you want to do first? Do you want to do your announcement?
Yeah, I'll start with the announcement. I want to let everybody know Post to Post is not going anywhere, as far as we will still be having Post to Post. The way you watch it will change a little bit depending on how you watch it.
You now have to watch it in the bathroom. That's the only rule.
So let's say I know a lot of people on the post show, I think they probably wait for me to share the videos on Facebook, and they watch it once I share it.
But if you just subscribed to the YouTube channel, you would get notifications immediately. That's how we have like Steve and Mike, they watch it live.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll get to that here in a second. So if you watch it when I post on Facebook, pretty much nothing will change. This show, though, is moving from 106.1 Kiss FM to our sister rock station, 103 GBF. A lot of people who listen to the Rob's radio show know I used to be with Kat. Kat has stepped down from the morning show here on Kiss to kind of take over GBF. I think everyone who is here in Evansville is familiar with GBF. But what that means is, let's say you like to watch these videos live, and I love that when those guys do that. And my understanding is if you subscribe to the Kiss YouTube channel, you get an alert anytime we go live.
Yeah. You'll
now just need to subscribe to GBF's, because these are going to go up on GBF's YouTube channel. These are going to also go up on GBF's website, 103gbfrocks.com. And, I should have the name of their YouTube channel there, but, it's 103 GBF or 103 GBF Rocks, but all next week, it's still going to stay the same, still on Kiss, on the website and the YouTube. And then the following week, starting with our Rumble Predictions week, we will, Rumble Predictions are next week. Oh, either way, starting the week after next, we're going to start streaming on GBF's YouTube channel. I'll give you more details when we talk on Tuesday about what their YouTube is.
So nothing really has changed, other than they just have to go to a different site to get.
But I want to let everyone know, if you're a live viewer and you follow and you depend on those notifications, you won't get them from Kiss anymore. You're going to get them from GBF.
Give me a G.
Give me a B.
Give me an F.
What does it spell? GBF. Something like that. That was
GBF, 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 GBF.
Hey, in Raw, that announcement would have gotten a "You Deserve It" chant. But I think it's cool because I think that a lot of people probably know wrestling is kind of a male-driven demographic, as is rock music and GBF's demographic. So I think this will be a good fit. And like I said, so we'll still give you everything we're used to giving you. We're just going to do it with our friends at GBF.
But now that it's on a rock station, when Rob and I do it, we're going to make sure we have tattoo sleeves all the way up our arms.
We'll work on something.
Listen, that just goes back to my roots being on a rock station again.
You and me both. We both got started on. Jerry and I used to do a morning show together on a rock station.
Absolutely. So this is no stranger to us. We're not like, oh, rock and roll. You kids like rock and roll, do you?
Oh, I mean, dude, growing up, all I listened to was rock and roll. I'm wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt right now.
I used to be cool. I swear to God.
I used to be over. So let's move on to this, because first of all, I don't have a time limit today, so I can go as long as we need to, but I have the opposite problem as you. I believe you're having a hard time getting matches on paper. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm having a hard time cutting matches. I have too many. I right now have 16, and it can't even be enough. There's too many people that are absent.
I've got so many. That's my thing. Like, I wrote down a bunch of names with question marks. Like, I don't know what they're going to do. SmackDown has paid so much attention to 2 non-wrestlers and then 2 wrestlers that there are so many big names that I have no idea what they're going to do with.
So how do we want to do this?
I don't know.
By the way, I don't know how much you committed to this. I don't have finishes. I just have matches.
So I have matches. I don't have finishes, but I did write the finish to WrestleMania. I have the absolute end. I know how the camera's cut off. I know what happens. The last thing you see on WrestleMania, I've written it. It's done. Triple H, you can have it. It's done.
Okay. You want to start there?
So I have that. Sure. You want to? We'll just start with the ending. One of the matches that I have, and I wrote it down begrudgingly because I feel like they're going to give it to us whether we want it or not. I don't know how we're going to get there. I don't think Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble, but I do think Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar will be the main event at WrestleMania.
That is the safest bet of everything. And I also agree Roman will probably not win the Rumble, although I think he's got a good chance.
If he wins it a second time in Philadelphia, does he get a different response?
Different, yes. I don't know.
Or does Philly kill him again?
Philly didn't kill him when he won it on the Raw back in like 2015 or whenever that was.
They didn't kill him when he won the Royal Rumble. They killed him.
When they won the Rumble, yeah, but not when he won the world title from Sheamus.
Right.
So I don't exactly know.
I don't know how we'll get there, but I do think that will be your main event. And I think it will be one-on-one. Now, here's where the writing starts. You've got the man that beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania first versus the other guy that beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
That's actually, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
You've got the only two people to ever beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania going head-to-head. And I'm sure that's going to come up in a promo or two or 20. And they're WrestleMania supremacy. And the Universal title is going to be on the line. And they're going to fight, and there's going to be a heck of a battle. And it will be a good match, I have no doubt. Roman Reigns does not do bad matches, and Brock Lesnar sometimes does, but I think it would be stiff and okay to watch. I don't know that that's a great match, to be honest with you. I think that they're both guys that when you put them in there with good guys have good matches. They're like wrestling tofu.
Yeah,
kinda.
That's the term that I think that's something that we've come up with here on Post Plus. I think Mike maybe is the root of that, but wrestling tofu is a good way to describe it. But, they had a match at WrestleMania, was it 31? And it was good. It was all right. So we'll see what happens.
Well, remember, they wrestled each other, and it was a pretty good match. And then Seth Rollins showed up.
That's the one I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah. So that was awesome. I think it ends the way it ends. I don't know. I think Roman Reigns probably wins and wins the belt. But that's not how WrestleMania ends. Remember The Undertaker. They both beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That match ends. Gong. Purple. Gong, what? Gong, druids and ruins and monks and The Undertaker shows up in the ring and choke slammaroo for you. Bang! Choke slammaroo for you. Boom! Tombstone for Roman. Bang! Tombstone for Brock. Bang! They're laying in the ring as he lays waste to these suckers. And then it ends with like lightning. And his eyes roll in the back of his head. Rest in peace. And then it ends. And that's how we say goodbye to The Undertaker for realsies.
So you think he gets retribution on the two people who blemished his perfect streak?
Absolutely. And I think it just ends with Undertaker on topsy tops.
All right, so
and then he retires forever.
Let me respond to that in two ways.
That's how you get him involved with Mania. You get the WrestleMania moment, and you don't make him and his bad hips try to wrestle a match with a gut.
All right, so I'm going to do a hard disagree on this.
Okay.
Just going to throw you a few things to maybe poke some holes or make you rethink this. It's a cool idea. The first one is old school. Undertaker's not going out like that. Undertaker's going out on his back. I'm just promising everybody that.
He went out on his back already. It's okay for him to go out.
He's not out. They've never said he's done. They just keep speculating.
He can't have another match.
He will. And I think I've got his match. By the way, I agree. Brock versus Roman. Roman wins the title. We agree there. I do think that's how WrestleMania goes out. Roman holding the belt up high to a sea of boos, probably, but whatever. Undertaker, his role, for whatever reason, is with John Cena. And the reason I feel that way is because I've been reading it online too much, which I admit is kind of a baby's way out, but I'm just being honest.
They were right. They were right last year.
Right. So I think that Taker will be with Cena. Although, as you'll see, I don't have tremendous confidence in that, as one of my future predictions will also...
Who puts the other one over in that match?
I don't know the answer to that one, Jared, but it depends. I don't know. And do we position it as Taker's last match? I don't know.
Well, if they're going to have one more match, they should position it as his last match, if it is. No more of this guessing stuff.
I don't think I've been saying since last year's WrestleMania, I don't think that was his last match. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, but he's not putting on good matches anymore, and I think we can both agree on that.
If he's at WrestleMania, it doesn't really matter if it's good.
I guess.
So I've got Taker and Cena going at it, and that's just one of the thoughts that I have. And my understanding is you can look for that program to begin as early as Raw 25.
Well, your John Cena Undertaker match ruins my next match that I had booked.
Oh, no, it ruins another match that I have booked too, because I've got Cena positioned with somebody else also.
AJ Styles.
I do.
Number 17 at Mania.
Yeah, maybe. So it depends on where Cena's going. I cannot, for the life of me, think of anybody else who makes sense at Mania for Styles.
Not yet. It's not time for Shinsuke. Nobody wants to see Orton. We've gotten enough of Kevin Owens and him. Bobby Roode's not ready. Jinder's not going to work. You're right. There's nobody. Who else? The Bludgeon Brothers, maybe. I don't know.
Both of them.
Yeah.
So my prediction is Cena's going to be with Undertaker or Styles. I don't know which one, but I think one of those matches has to happen.
I think it's going to be Styles.
Okay, and you could be right. So there's so many on here. I like I said, I had 16 matches. Well, here, let's make one easy.
Alexa Bliss and Asuka, right? That's for sure.
Okay, I've got that one. I do have that match. Now, so we've got that, and then I also have a one-on-one match for the SmackDown Women's title.
Okay, so you have Charlotte and who?
Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. Another thing that just I'm hearing way too often. I expect her to debut at the Royal Rumble, possibly with obviously the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble.
You think the Royal Rumble will have Ronda Rousey win it?
I do. Yes, that is my prediction. I think we'll definitely see her debut, and I do expect her to win. And I expect her to challenge Charlotte, and I expect it to be pretty cool, to be honest with you. Maybe not great because Ronda's so new at this, but Charlotte could carry, well,
on Monday, I'm interviewing Bailey. Do you dare me to call it the Royal Rumble?
Yes. I mean, it'd only be funny for me, but don't do that.
No, that would be bad. That would be bad. I am tempted to ask her about Ronda Rousey.
I hear, by the way, Bailey is having a rough go behind the scenes.
I was surprised when she was the one they picked to do the interviews.
Yeah, I hear that WWE not looking very favorably on her, and it might not be a long career for Miss Bailey.
Which is a shame.
She's solid, but she's charismatic. The audience adores her.
Yeah.
So there's that, and that's cool that you got an interview. For some reason, we didn't get Jason Jordan interview with Kat, and with Travis, he got Elias, and Elias even shouted out KDQ at the show here in Evansville.
Did he?
Yeah. When's your show, by the way?
The 20th.
Okay, it's getting closer.
So it's 2 days before the Raw 25th anniversary.
Which, by the way, we can talk about this more on Tuesday. I am incredibly excited for that.
That's gonna be awesome. That'll be a show that won't feel like 3 hours.
You're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right about that one. And I also we'll get to this on Tuesday too. I watched Enzo's Straight to the Source or whatever.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I've got thoughts.
Okay.
So we can get to that on Tuesday as well, because I still have like a dozen matches to get through here.
Right. Give me a quick tease, though. Did you think it was more shoot than work or more work than shoot?
I think your synopsis was perfectly dead on. I think that you know, from where Corey Graves is sitting, it's a shoot. But that's Enzo doing Enzo. Yeah. And I don't think, you know, if Enzo's sitting at home with his girlfriend or whatever, that he speaks like that all the time. I think Enzo just keeps kayfabe, like you said.
Right. And the only thing, my biggest takeaway from the whole thing was, have you ever taken 20 minutes to eat an apple?
That's why I know he's in character. And also, bravo for the commitment to that character. He's perfected it. That's good. It's just so fluid. So, but I want to talk to you more about that on Tuesday.
Yeah, let's get back to the matches.
Let me give you another easy one no one's going to argue with. There's going to be an Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Okay, so we have Alexa Bliss and Asuka. We have Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, and now we're to the Battle Royal, of course, yeah.
So, I mean, there's really nothing to say about that besides we know what's going to happen, so we can move forward probably.
Might see a surprise call-up or two from NXT, but we're not getting involved with that.
All right, let's continue from the top if you want.
Sure.
Because I'm going to say what we've been talking about all week. Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan, Daniel's permitted to work. Right?
Yeah.
That's got to happen, I would think. That's got to be the match they have in mind for them.
If it doesn't happen, they are just wasting time on SmackDown. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're working 4 guys. They're giving us 4 guys, shoving them down our throats. They're giving us Bryan and Shane, and they're giving us KO and Sami Zayn.
Okay. By the way, I'm nervous. I hope our audio is sounding good. I may have screwed something up.
I think it is on my end.
Okay. Did you mute it on your end?
I muted it on my end. I did everything I did yesterday.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. So we've got Shane versus Bryan. I also have the star next to it. If it's not Daniel Bryan, I'm going to say it's Shane and Owens. Maybe Zayn, but probably Owens. What do you think about that?
Shane's already fought Owens in a very high-profile match in Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Do you think it could be Zayn?
I'm afraid they're going to give us KO and Zayn versus Shinsuke and Randy Orton somehow.
Well, they've done that in a high-profile match, too.
They keep shoving that down our throats.
Here's why I chose Owens. To be honest with you, Shane versus Sammy does not feel like a Mania match to me. Shane versus Owens does.
Sure.
That's my logic. Otherwise,
with Daniel Bryan, special referee, we just did that. I don't know.
And Bryan says if he's not wrestling by Mania, he's gone.
He's gone.
So we'll see about that. On the same token, let's assume Shane and Bryan have their match. I've actually got Zayn versus Owens.
I have that because you said it yesterday, and I can't disagree with it. I think they'd be rushing it. I like this pair a little longer than they would do it for. So hopefully it goes through to SummerSlam at least. But
here's my problem with these two. I like them together. I think they're doing a great job. The problem is they're every storyline on SmackDown. SmackDown's got nothing else to offer me. You know what I mean?
If they want to change things up, they've got to make when the heel turn comes, when the hard heel turn comes, don't let KO be the one to do it. Let KO be the one that gets betrayed this time.
So you want Sammy to be the heel? That could happen. That's possible.
I think that would be interesting. I think that would be more interesting and less predictable because we've seen this movie from Kevin Owens a few times now.
All right, so we've got some big names still absent. Do you want to throw a match at me, Jer?
Yeah, well, this is my problem. I'm having trouble with the matches, but I know who needs to have matches. I know The Miz needs a match, and I know Braun Strowman needs a match, but you're not going to give Braun Strowman to The Miz.
No, you're probably not. And I've got Miz versus question mark, and I have Braun Strowman's name as someone who needs to be on here. I think this might sicken you. If we see Braun wrestle, it's going to be Kane.
Why, though? We're going to get that. We're going to get that.
Well, at the Rumble, it's a triple threat.
But we're going to get that again, and we're going to. By the Mania, we'll have seen it, right?
I don't want it. I just think we're going to get it.
The only other one that I have that's a guaranteed match is Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt.
I've got that too.
But then I don't know. I don't know what, you know,
okay, let me throw mine at you and you tell me what you think.
Sure.
Going to be a cruiserweight championship, maybe on a pre-show or whatever. Oh, you know, just got a message.
Gulak?
Just got a message from Steve. Steve's absolutely right. I forgot about this. Boy, you know, another name I totally forgot about though is Kurt Angle. He's not even on my paper because I didn't even think about him.
Kurt Angle and Triple H.
No, Steve says Braun and Triple H, and he's probably right.
Why? That would be great.
Yeah, but here's my thing. I've already got 16 matches. You know, that makes 17, but I do think that's going to be a match that we see.
Mania is 6 hours anyways, dude.
Yeah, I know, but all those matches are like 40 minutes.
What am I missing? Why do you and Steve think it's Triple H and Braun Strowman? Did I miss something?
They planted a seed. Was it Survivor? Yeah, it was Survivor Series. They planted that seed.
Yeah, I thought that was a seed for Triple H and Kurt Angle.
Well, I think that's the thing. I don't know. Triple H is going to have one of those two, I feel like, at Mania. Triple H, sadly, has become an Undertaker in that we see him at Mania for no reason, but it's always Mania. It's Mania, so now it's Triple H's time to wrestle. Yeah,
but unless it's against Sting, he puts them over.
Oh, yeah, typically, and that's the way it should be. So, yeah, I'm going to say I agree with you, Steve, and Triple H versus Braun, but I'm going to also say or Kurt Angle.
Well, I have Kurt Angle versus Jason Jordan.
I have Jason Jordan versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, okay. That would work, too.
I think that they're not going to be in the tag team title picture by the time Mania rolls around. I think they'll lose the belts to somebody along the way, and I think that there'll be a turn. I'm thinking Jordan is the heel, betraying Seth, and those two have their eyes on each other. That's my choice. You have Jordan and Angle.
I have Jordan and Angle. I also have Samoa Joe versus Dean Ambrose if Ambrose is back.
Ambrose won't be. Joe's the question mark, I think, whose name is not on my paper. Not because I didn't think about him, because I think he's going to be out.
Now, Joe got hurt, right?
Joe's hurt, but I haven't seen a prognosis on him yet.
And is Ambrose out for past Mania?
Yeah, I heard 9 months on Ambrose about maybe a month ago or whenever he left.
Okay.
So that's what I got there. What do you think about Rollins and Jordan? Is that a possibility?
It's an absolute possibility. Of course it is. Here's the issue. We still have, I've got to pull it up so I know for sure. After the Royal Rumble, we still have what, 2 pay-per-views before?
No, I believe only a SmackDown pay-per-view. Or wait, a Raw one.
Because don't you remember last year we had an Elimination Chamber, we had a Roadblock, we had a Fast Lane.
Yeah, but
there were 3 in the way last year.
They were cutting back. I think there's only 2 in the way last year, but they're moving back. And I believe there's only 1 pay-per-view between Rumble and Mania. I might be wrong.
There were 7 in the way last year. I remember it. Okay, so let me look here. So you've got the Royal Rumble. Then February 25th, you have Elimination Chamber, which is Raw. And anything can happen there. That's where, if it's for the Universal Championship, anybody can grab it there.
I bet you it'll be for #1 contender for the
March 11th is Fastlane.
Oh, really?
That's SmackDown. And then
Mania's on the 8th.
Mania weekend. You've got NXT TakeOver on Friday, and then you've got Mania on Sunday. Yeah. So you've got Royal Rumble, then you have Elimination Chamber for Raw and Fastlane for SmackDown. So they each have a pay-per-view to set up their Mania matches.
All right. So another thing, probably on a pre-show, there's going to be a cruiserweight title match. And with Enzo, I assume we'll hold the title until Mania. You know, I'm actually going to put him with, believe it or not, Gulak.
Yeah, I totally get that. It makes sense. Gulak for sure.
They've had this little bromance going on, or like a popular cool guy with his, dorky little brother kind of relationship going on. And I can see that exploding on the way to Mania.
Other than Enzo, I'd say Gulak is the second most over on 205 Live.
It's probably because of Enzo, but I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because of Enzo. It's also because of his dry humor, the no-fly zone, the no chanting, the PowerPoint presentation that never gets to happen.
Has that ever happened?
No, it's never happened. In fact, and they did it too early. Remember, they announced it for a pre-show and then they canceled it.
Yeah,
that would have been funnier to do now, because now everyone gets the joke. Before, it just looks like they just canceled it.
I wonder if maybe that first one was legit, like he had a PowerPoint, but they cut it, and now they just kind of been joking. Like, you know how Jimmy Kimmel always says, "I apologize to Matt Damon for bumping him." We'll get to. I wonder if it's kind of in the same vein as that. Like,
there's a rib.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, I got a few more. We got to have a Raw Tag Team title match, and it's going to happen, right? We can't.
Yeah, but who's gonna be the Raw Tag Team champions at that point?
I'm just going out on a limb, going with the Bar versus the Club.
That would be great. Except I think the Club wants to be heels.
Okay.
But I can't disagree with it. I don't know.
Maybe this might be a spot for a 4-way.
Yeah, I have Bludgeon Brothers taking on Usos on the other side.
I have Usos and New Day on the other side.
We've seen that.
I know, but the match you said doesn't feel WrestleMania to me. Just like Shane and Zayn didn't. New Day and Usos does feel. It makes much more sense for me to not have Bludgeon Brothers on the show than not having New Day.
We're missing a ladder match. I think that there will be another 7-guy ladder match, either for the Intercontinental
maybe that's
or for the U.S. title.
Maybe that's where Miz works in. Maybe that's where we work Miz in.
Yeah, it's either for the Intercontinental, or I feel like they could do it for the U.S. because there are a lot of guys. There are a lot of guys on SmackDown that we haven't talked about. We haven't talked about Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal.
Well, let me talk about a few of those if you don't mind.
Sure.
I think there's an outside chance Orton takes on Nakamura.
Okay. Great. I need moments to go make popcorn. That's fine.
No, I mean, I imagine Nakamura's entrance will probably be pretty memorable, but I wouldn't mind not seeing Orton on the show. Got a message from Steve. Hold on, he's got a few. He says the ladder match. Hold on, he also had one that I thought, so he's got his U.S. title match. Hold on, let me make sure I say it properly. Steve is saying Ziggler versus Roode for the U.S. title. And I will admit,
gone.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't even think about Ziggler, but I don't think he's actually gone. I think he's gimmick gone.
Do you think Roode wins the U.S. title and then Ziggler comes back and goes, I'm getting it back, you sucker?
I have as my match without any sort of, I'm just picking two names, but the names I'm picking for the U.S. title match are Roode and Mojo. Believe it or not. But
and
Ziggler makes sense too.
And I'm going to go out and I'm going to give a prediction that Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance is longer than the Cruiserweight Championship match.
I'll take that bet if you want to make it now.
We'll start making little side prop bets.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Bet taken. I will say if there's a Cruiserweight match and if there's a Nakamura match, Nakamura's entrance will be shorter than the Cruiserweight title match.
No way. It's a 6-minute entrance. It's a 6-minute entrance.
Okay. All right, cool. Bet taken.
Bet taken.
And I believe that's all I've got. I mean, I know there's some names missing from my list, but I just gave you guys like 17, 18 matches, I think.
And I gave you the perfect ending to WrestleMania, so you should be done.
Well, I'm not saying I dislike your ending. I just don't think they're going to do it. I think your ending is cooler than Roman Reigns holding the strap up. But I think we're going to get Roman Reigns holding the strap up.
If Undertaker has his last match and it's against John Cena, is that the last match of Mania? Like, what's the or if Roman Reigns wins the championship, is that the end of Mania? I don't think it is. I think if John Cena wrestles AJ Styles and wins the 17th, that's how we go out.
The last match of WrestleMania will be Brock and Roman.
I'll take that bet.
Make sure I want to make that bet. Okay. So
I'll take that. I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet. If AJ Styles fights John Cena, I will take that bet.
Okay. So, boy, that's good. All right, I'm still on. So is the bet provided that those two matches happen?
Yeah, provided those two matches happen, or if there's a different match, a better match. Like, I think the Undertaker match would go last, like it did last year, or a John Cena wins it for the 17th time would go last. Yes. If not, yeah, Brock Lesnar goes last. Sure.
I think Roman goes last. Hogan must pose.
Hogan must pose.
Anything else you want to mention today, Jared, before we wrap things up for the week?
I saw that Dave Meltzer made it official and gave the Jericho Omega match 5 stars.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet. I haven't had a chance to be fair.
It's the first Chris Jericho match to ever be given 5 stars. And of course, it's because it happened in the Tokyo Dome.
Meltzer gave it 5 stars. Did he really?
Yeah.
Well, let me watch it before I give my opinion, because while it sounds crazy on the surface to me, let me watch it before I take a side here.
Okay.
Hey, I also had a question for you.
Hashtag FDM.
If I send you a couple of classic observers, would you read them?
I would, but it'll take more than a couple, because I'm Team Pritchard when it comes to Dave Meltzer at this point. Like, I feel like Dave Meltzer is just a critic for the sake of being a critic. I don't know. He feels like he just likes to poop on people's parades.
Well, I don't agree with that. As someone who's read his newsletter for many years, I don't agree with that.
Plus, every time I listen to Something to Wrestle, they're talking. Conrad will say, "Well, he says this and this and this and this," and Bruce goes, "Well, that's wrong. That's not true. That's a lie. He didn't know."
Well, Bruce kind of comes at it from a vantage point of, I want to prove Dave wrong. Dave is always right. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. He's always right.
Send me a couple. We'll see. We'll see what he thinks about that. What you think about that 5-star match?
But my question was, would you read them?
Yes.
And then like either bring them back or return them.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. I think.
Can't you just email them to me?
No, they're on paper.
Fax them.
Well, you know.
You know.
No, I'll send them to you. They'll just being postage. By the way, I'm excited for you. I believe in October you'll be able to get Evan's car seat back.
He won't even fit in that thing anymore.
Is that for real? He won't?
I don't know if he will. I doubt it. Yeah. I mean, he's going to be moving to a booster seat here soon.
All right, let's wrap things up, man. Thank you for your help today.
Are you excited about Mania? Looking at what you have?
I don't have the actual card. I'm here. My answer is I'm always excited for WrestleMania.
All 7 hours of it?
Oh, I hate that.
There it is.
Extra WrestleMania, mother effer.
You know. Double onion, double cheese, double mania, mother.
Mother effer. Why isn't the music playing? There we go. All right, guys.
Play us out.
Remember, next week we're still on Kiss, but subscribe to the GBF YouTube channel so that you can get these videos live and in living color, just like you have been for as long as you have been. I appreciate you guys watching. Happy birthday, Jake the Snake.
Rock, paper, scissors. We're going rock all the way.
You got 21. I got 22. 33 1/3% chance.
33 1/3% chance. Scott Steiner, baby.